Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Southern Santa Piper. I'm your host, Kenny, and today it is going to be a tale of three pipes. Welcome back, YouTubers, to another edition of Southern Santa Piper. Today we are going to be discussing quality of pipes, and does price point really make that big of a difference? And could your average pipe smoker tell the difference in a blind test? We don't know. We're going to start off, and I'm going to be showing you guys one pipe at a time. I'm going to try my best to hide any distinguishing marks of these pipes. So the first pipe that I want to show is this bent pipe. Second pipe I want to show is this, we will call it large billard. It is a billard with an oval shank. It's very Canadian-like. It's actually one of my biggest billards, if not the largest. And then last but not least is this pipe, which is kind of just a standard sized Canadian. Now let me tell you about these pipes, but let's get one lit up first. These pipes here all come in a different price points, 3 separate price points. Doing this from inside of the house today. See if we can improve some sound quality this way. I'm really happy with the sound quality from being outside, and I apologize for that. I've got to use dramatic amounts of noise reduction, and I think it makes it sound horrible. I'm hoping that was just the content alone would have people watch, but I think with the voice quality, it's turning off a lot of viewers. But back to these pipes. These pipes are in 3 different price points. One of these pipes was extremely rough. One of the pipes was brand new, and another pipe was in restored shape when it was purchased. One of the pipes I'm smoking today, or I should say one of the pipes that is out here today, because I'm not going to be smoking all 3 of them, cost me under $20 shipped. Let that sink in. Under $20 shipped. Another one of these pipes was under $100 shipped. I'm not going to give an exact, because then it might help pinpoint it. And then the third pipe was over $100 shipped. Again, I'm not going to get an exact. I'm not going to say closer to 2 or closer to 150 or whatever the price may be. But it's over 100. So one over 100, one under 100, and one that is under, well, it was right around $20 shipped. $20 and like 50 cents, 59 cents, some oddball amount. Smoking a little Hobbit weed today. Actually, this is not Hobbit weed. This is some Hobbit weed that I have mixed up to make it into Bob's Blend. We are smoking some Bob's Blend today. Bob was my wife's late grandfather. He smoked a cherry vanilla chocolate, so I've taken some Hobbit's Blend and I've mixed it up with some chocolate. Hobbit's Blend is typically cherry with a vanilla mixed together. Most common is Lane Berry Cherry with Lane 1Q, or even I've seen some people do it with Lane BCA. I take 50% BCA, 50% hobbit weed. Mix those together. I'm sorry, 50% BCA, 50% 1Q. Mix those together, and that's a base. And I use that base to smoke a lot. Just a 1Q BCA is one of my go-to aromatics. To that base, then, I will then take, let's say, an ounce of that and mix 1 ounce of Leidenberry cherry. And then I just start tweaking that with some chocolate tobacco till it gets the flavor and the aroma that, most closely resembles my wife's late grandfather's tobacco. See if we can get this lit. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So let's get into this here for a second. What makes a good pipe? Well, you ask 100 different pipe smokers, you're probably going to get 100 different answers. What I'll tell you what my qualities are, I prefer sandblast. So if I'm looking for a sandblast, I'm going to use this one for an example because it's incredible. I want a deep, craggy sandblast. I want a sandblast that looks awesome. This fits that category. This one, while not as deep or as craggy, has a respectable sandblast. But it wouldn't be my first choice in a sandblast if I was looking specifically for a blast. And then kind of rounding it out as someplace in the middle is this particular pipe, which has a nice, I'm not going to turn it upside down. Again, we don't want to give away. But it's got a nice, beautiful ring grain. And gorgeous. So I'm looking for quality grain. I'm also looking for lightweight briar. Lightweight briar, to me, usually says it's been well aged. Because wood and briar tends to be damp when it's harvested. The longer it ages, the drier it becomes. I think part of that's from being a guitar player. I like vintage wood on guitars. Guitars that are 50 years old plus sound totally different than a brand new modern instrument, especially if it's got a nice thin nitro finish to it. Makes a huge difference in tone. But what I will tell you with these 3 pipes, they all came to me in different conditions. One of the pipes was brand new. Perfect. Out of the box. Smoked great, pre-carboned, looked lovely, and I was shocked at the price. It was under $100, and I'm like, wow, this is simply gorgeous. There's no way this pipe should be under $100. One of these pipes is a Dunhill. While not a new Dunhill, you all know that it's nearly impossible to find a Dunhill that's in nice shape for under, let's say, $150, $160, $170. This particular Dunhill was an exceptional buy. But it was still over $100 pipe. And the last pipe I purchased was absolutely horrible looking. Pictures were horrible. When I blew up the picture, the stem was badly oxidized. It was an ugly green. It was chewed up. The pipe looked like it had never been cleaned. There was lots of char on the top. It had a pretty charred up bowl. And like I said, the pictures were horrible. So what I do when I see horrible pictures, I save them. I then sharpen them up. I add some more contrast. I do everything in my ability to try to make that picture look better so I can check out the grains of the woods. Sometimes you find a sleeper in this. What I found in this particular pipe, it was a sleeper. It was horrible pictures, wasn't in great shape, so people passed on it. I was the only bidder. That's just me. That's it. Starting bid, I put in their starting bid, and that's all I put in. And I let it set and didn't pay any attention for it for 6 days. And then all of a sudden, I got a notification and I looked and there was something in my cart. It's like, what did I win? And I won that pipe. And I was shocked. I was shocked that I got this pipe for this price, even though it needed work. I was expecting this pipe to go for probably $70, $80 at least, just based upon the grain alone. And knowing that it was a vintage pipe, so it's older briar. So I will be posting, I think in my closing, I'll post a short video of when I received this pipe. And then along with some pictures that will be in the intro as well as in the outro of not only these 3 pipes, but specifically of the pipe that was restored. And the funny part, guys, I saved all this money on this pipe, and it took less than an hour. And I refinished the pipe with magic markers, and I'll tell you which one it is at the end. So these 3 pipes, if I were to put this one in my mouth, it's starting to die out. Easy, smooth draw. Easy, smooth draw. Easy, smooth draw. All of them great draws. All of them. Great, beautiful looking pipes. So let's do a little bit of review on what's what. What do you guys say? Let's start with the most expensive first. Ba-ba-da-da. This right here. It's my 1978 Dunhill ODA. This does not have a model designation. During this year, they brought back the ODA. It simply says, I don't know if you can read that, Dunhill ODA. Gorgeous pipe. Big pipe. Fits in my hand well. I like big pipes, I cannot lie. Oh, I amuse myself. Smooth, easy draw on this pipe. It's a heavier pipe because it's an ODA, so I have to use a softie, and this is a real softie on here, guys. I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. I got a bag of cheap ones, and I will use them just to try to use them up. But they're crap, I tell you, crap. Don't use them. Don't buy those cheap eBay softies. They're crap. Buy the real softie brand. I don't get paid anything for any of the things you hear me talk about. Just to make it perfectly clear, is things that I don't get any form of reimbursement. I'm not monetizing my videos. I am just being brutally honest with you guys. What I have found through my experience works and doesn't work. Don't waste your money on stuff that's not worth it. These are worth it. The other ones aren't. They're crap. But with a good softie, all day long I could clench. And I'm a denture wearer. So this is a lot about that softie. Second pipe we're going to throw into the equation is my second most expensive pipe. And that is this Canadian right here. This is the Merchant Service. And not second most expensive. Second most expensive in this group. I have other Merchant Service pipes which are considerably more than this. This is one of their most affordable pipes. In fact, when I purchased it, the price of this was $85 shipped. Okay? Not $85 plus some shipping amount or processing amount or taxes. $85 shipped. That price includes any taxes as well as shipping costs. Shipped to my front door from New York. You can't beat it. Lightweight, this pipe weighs in about 38 grams. Old Briar, Craigie. It looks like a vintage Dunhill. Love it. Now this last pipe. This pipe was $9.99. Let me repeat that. This pipe was $9.99. Plus taxes, plus shipping. And it brought the whole entire... Taxes and shipping, I thought were a little much on this, but it was a cheap pipe because basically my taxes and shipping was almost made it double. But so I spent like $20 on this pipe shipped to my house. I'm not going to complain about any shipping costs in this pipe. It needed quite a bit of work. It looked horrible. So I was not going to go with a shell briar finish, but I decided to go with the shell briar finish, or at least my version of the shell briar finish. So let me tell you a little bit on how I went about on this pipe. Let's see if I can get this lit. I am taking the luxury of smoking inside of my living room today. My wife is out running some errands and won't be home for a few hours. I've got a doctor's appointment this afternoon. And not that she minds me smoking a pipe. She's just constantly walking back and forth, taking care of the dogs, doing laundry, she's got all sorts of stuff, keeps her busy all day long. I have chores that I do, but not nearly as busy as she is. I can't. I mean, realistically, I walk from sometimes I can walk as short as walking from the bathroom, which is in that direction, to my kitchen this way, and come back in here to edit photos, and I'm done. I have really bad breathing issues, and everybody's like, why are you smoking a pipe? I don't inhale the pipe, guys. Breathing issues, heart issues. I've got congestive heart failure. With a whole bunch of other issues. But enough of my health. I try not to think about it. I try to do everything to improve it right now. I've lost like 100 pounds. Ranting a little bit. Rambling on. Well, enjoy this pipe some before. Let's see if I can get back and get comfortable. Alrighty. Hi, Miss Riley. You're with me so you can get comfortable. What do you say? What do you say? Or maybe you, Mr. Hugo. Let's get this off. Yeah, we are trying to... Hugo's got some separation anxiety. Hugo came to us from Serbia. Didn't you, Mr. Hugo? And he barks a lot when his mom leaves. He really loves my wife. But back to this pipe. This pipe, when it came to me, my first process, and what I always do, is I examine the pipe, make sure it's structurally sound. If it's structurally sound, I will go ahead. Because if it's not structurally sound, I'm going to return it. Especially if it's something that they did not disclose. If they disclose a crack or a break and I still purchase it, that's on me. If they didn't disclose something, that's on them. But once I determine this pipe is structurally sound, I do my cleaning process, which is always the same. Murphy's oil soap and a brush. I buy cheap wire and stiff bristle brushes from Harbor Freight. I wash down this pipe with the soap. I rinse it off. I wipe it all down with a microfiber. I do it several times so I'm getting no more gook. And I do the whole entire bowl. I do the rim of the bowl. I also do the stem of the bowl. Once that's done, I invert that pipe upside down. I pour 91% alcohol on it, on the stem. I wipe it off. Again, I'm trying to remove as much gunk, old finish, everything that I can. I take, on this particular case, the rim wasn't that charred up. So I literally use this tool. Let's just say 3-in-1 tool. You can find it in almost any pipe shop or Amazon. And I took this tool instead of my big reamer. Got the top, got the inside of the bowl. I did not want to take out all the carbon in there. I left a nice thin carbon buildup completely around. If it was a pipe that I was going to resell, I probably would have taken this pipe and brought it to the wood and then added my own fresh carbon layer. But because I'm going to keep this pipe, I left a carbon layer in it. So I enjoy that. Once I rub it down with the alcohol, I let the pipe dry and I inspect it. And I inspect it to see what types of discolorations. Sometimes you may see where a pipe's been overheated that you didn't notice before because most of the finish has been now worn down quite a bit. And then I kind of determine where I'm going to go with color. So for me to get this particular finish, I use typically 2 magic markers. I use a purple and I use a black. First thing I do is I coat the whole entire thing in purple marker, filling it in until it's completely filled. I then take paper towel that I dampened slightly with water and then with 91% alcohol. That's diluting the alcohol some. And I lightly rub it, and I'm lightly blending those colors together. Because first I put on purple, then I put on purple, then I put on purple. 3 coats, rub it all in so the whole entire pipe is covered. Once it's covered this way along with alcohol, I flame it. I burn off the alcohol. Wipe it down with a microfiber, examine it, and now I put on the black. 1 coat, maybe 2 coats, just enough to get some coverage. Again, wipe it down with my paper towel with some alcohol on there. Once I'm no longer showing that, I'm wiping it down with a microfiber once I'm getting no more color coming off. Keep rubbing it until I got no more color coming off, and then I take a microfiber along with mineral oil, and I put some mineral oil on with my finger all over the pipe, and then I wipe it down. I then set it off to the side while I work on the stem. The stem on this one, once I've softened it up with the Murphy's Oil soap, what I do next is I take a piece of 1200 grit sandpaper that's been soaking in water while I've been doing this. And I start sanding and sanding and sanding. And it starts building up a real heavy oxidation sludge. And I wipe that off. Rinse the sandpaper, do it again. Keep doing that, repeating that process. I'm not changing the sandpaper. The sandpaper's getting loaded up, getting cleaned out some. So it's becoming finer and finer grit. Once I've removed like 90, let's call it 95% of the oxidation, then I switch over to microfibers. Micro mesh. I use the micro mesh starting at the highest grit to the finest grit. So the smaller number to the largest number. I think mine starts at 1500 and goes up to 12,000 grit. that will polish it. Once that's all done, I then put on oil, minerals oil, get some of my fingers, rub it on, let it set, and then wipe it off with a microfiber. My final step is hitting it with carnauba wax when I polish the bowl. I polish the bowl, and then I polish the whole pipe, bowl and stem on the buffing wheel. This one I still need to buff the stem one more time, and I think we'll be good. So what's the point of this video, okay? What is the point? That's going to have to go to voicemail. The point of this video is that do not let price or name brand determine what is the best pipe. I don't even know the name on this one. I know it's made in London. It's Warren. Whoever had this in the past, obviously was buffing it at some point. But I literally, the only thing I've got, and I'll put a picture up, and maybe someone can identify it, is the one line is kind of wore off, but it's like made in London, England. That's it. Made in London, England. My guess is that could be a Comey. Could be, but it's a different logo. Could be one of the companies that Comey made. It could be an Orlik, but it doesn't have the right stem for it. There's no brass on it. But it looks like a Dunhill LBS. It is a beautiful, beautiful pipe. Smoke the pipes you enjoy. Don't let money be a huge contributing factor. No reason to spend a lot of money on pipes unless you're a big collector of them. I was looking at some pipes with a buddy last night, and every pipe we were looking at was $500-$600. I won't spend that on a pipe. Even if I sold off a lot of my collection and had the money to do it, I would not buy. Well, I don't know what happened there, but I'm back. Video seemed to stop. But as I was saying, I have a hard time personally spending $200, $250, $300, $400, $500. Like I said, I've got a few friends who, on a regular basis, spend like $500 on a pipe, $300 on a pipe. I can't do that. Now, could a person do it? Sure. I don't know what everybody's pipe budget is, but even if your pipe budget was $50 a month, in 10 months, if you didn't buy any pipes, you could buy yourself a $500 pipe. But I won't do that because I'm finding pipes for $9.99 that are exceptional smokers. Is that $500 pipe going to smoke any better than this? I don't think so. I could probably argue with the all-time blue in the face. But here's an expensive pipe that brand new is probably $800-$900 pipe. Next to a pipe that I spent $9 for. This does not smoke any better than this pipe. This is one of the very best pipes I've ever smoked. Period. Regardless of price, this is now in my top tier of pipes. This will go to my top tier rack. It's exceptional. It's a wonderful smoke. And this Hobbit weed, oh God, just makes it wonderful. That is going to be it for today, guys. If you're really enjoying these, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button as well, hit that little notification bell if you want to be notified. I'm trying these differently. Every day I'm trying something a little bit different. Thank you so much for joining Southern Santa Piper. Take care now.